All right, I'm up.
All right, okay, don't fall over. Try not to.
Hey folks, I'm back again. I'm Chad. Welcome to Me Theory. Today I'm going to be thinking out loud, theorizing about a news article that came up, and I've seen some things that just in the little snippet that we have here, and it's what you'll see behind me here in a second. This comes from an actual real verified news source from a reporter out of LA from a Fox affiliate, it appears. It's Bill Mulligan, I guess is his name. If not, I apologize. He tweeted this today, and he either tagged or he retweeted it directly to Elon, which is smart because these types of stories are not being published. Let me bring it on up behind me here. In the video frame below, you see a screen grab, and right off the bat, you can see some men standing outside of a structure. I'm going to go ahead and rewind this all the way back to the start and maximize it. The caption, though, first is a new security video shows a group of suspected illegals. His words: illegal immigrants trying to break into a ranch house in Edwards County, Texas, earlier this month. The house is about 50 miles inland from the border. That's on the border. If you're on a ranch down there and you're 50 miles in, you're on the border. The property owner tells me this has happened before, and she has spent $13,000 upgrading security. All right, I'm going to go ahead and maximize this screen. 50 miles inside the border, anywhere along the border, from Brownsville all the way to San Diego. If you're 50 miles in, you're on the border. We have layered border security, and once they get past that physical border, be it hard barrier, natural barrier, or just a notional line in the sand, once they get past that, about 50 miles, that's a window where it seems to be where they're making drops, doing pickups. It's kind of a transitional space. So you have our border people that are in that window doing a lot of bust 50 miles in. So just thinking that 50 miles inland from the border is away from it, you're not really away from it. You're just in a transitional space where some stuff can really happen. So that tells me that these guys are probably either gotten dropped off and they're looking for safe haven, or they're looking for wheels, they're looking for resources, be it food, money, drugs even, weapons, or easy prey. So right off the bat here, got an aerial view at about a 45 off the door frame, and you have one man standing directly in front of it. Now, where this picks up, he might have already knocked and he's just trying to stand there and look like a guy needing help. But if you look at the top of the screen in the far corner, you'll see a guy peeking out. Also notice he's got a backpack, at least slung to his side a little bit. He appears to be wearing a camouflage blouse or field jacket of some sort. All these guys, these are not the only two. Two more appear shortly, and they are what we would refer to as military-age males. It's rolling. I got a little sound popping up now. Third man walked into screen. Right off the bat, what I notice is this. He has a fully loaded backpack, which is a military style / issue. Looks like a 3-day assault pack. It's got a smaller zipper compartment, which is more of an admin, ease of access for daily use items as you come and go. Then it has a middle pouch with a second zipper. Then it has the frame zipper, which is where you slide a laptop, or most likely like a hydration bladder of some sort. It's the largest compartment. The most common one is that second zipper. It's riding very low on his back. So one, he's got the straps out all the way, but the thing's full. You can tell it's full, so it's sitting low on his back because it's heavy, and he doesn't have it hiked up real high. But from the size, stature, and how they move, they're all military age males, between say 15 to 50. But these guys are probably in their 20s, maybe 30s. Third guy's still peeking. He's got his hand tucked behind his back. I'm not sure what's going on there, but he's staying at what he thinks is out of the sight line of the front door. First man has already knocked and stood there, no answer. And then the second man steps up. He just booted the door. He hit it once, and then he checked the knob again. He could tell right off that first kick, he knew it wasn't going. You kick a secure door, it kicks back. You feel every bit, and you don't want to give it a second whack. If you don't feel it give, you don't keep going after it because you're going to hurt yourself, but you're just going to waste effort and time. Interesting that he went to the door. I guess he might be thinking like, hey, did you even try the doorknob? It looks like there's another set of legs. There are coming in from the corner. Guy slides up. One guy's got 2 bags. Checking windows. Okay, this guy appeared to be the guy holding long cover at the corner. This guy is the one that stepped up and around. Look at the size of that rucksack on his back. That is packed to the gills, and he has a smaller bag or subload type pouch hanging off his belt, maybe. But he's standing back off. Maybe they're muling dope. But the camouflage jacket, that coyote tan pack, 3-day assault pack, that's very telling. More so, and as much as them all being mams. Sorry for the replay speed here. They're just trying to forcibly enter. This guy's keeping his hand tight to his side. I don't know if that's just how he stands typically, or is he telegraphing intentions on that concealed handgun, maybe. One more time. We never saw the tan backpack cross from the same corner as the guy at the top of the screen up there. So this guy most likely came around the full circumference of the house to come from that opposite side to that door. They probably approached the house from the blind side, what they thought was a blind side to get to it. The guy's holding long cover at the corners. We know there's a 4th guy back there waiting. This guy was a guy that stepped up to walk up to try to initiate contact, see if somebody had at least unlocked the door. His goal is probably to boot the door the second he heard the locks come undone. No answer. Second guy came up. They formulated their plan to try to boot it and get in. Yeah, he hit it once. It threw him back on his heels. Look at the top frame of the picture here. A couple things. I don't know if you can see it behind my shoulder here, but here at the very bottom it says 15:59. So I don't know if that's a time of day on the tape or if that's the duration of the clip or not. The real clip. Not certain on that. This is only a 46-second video clip we got here. There, up top here, it will show date and time. Try to catch it. Sorry for the playback. I'm rolling this. Give it to me. Oh, that's so quick. So quick. (16:02), 4 in the afternoon. These dudes did this. They're bold. They did it broad daylight in the afternoon. It wasn't quite dark yet, so they were probably trying to look for a place to lay low before it started getting cold that night, possibly. December 12th, man. It's probably not getting dark for another hour. Um, Man, yeah. A 4-man team. It's a fire team. They don't have any weapons showing, no rifles showing. They could be broken down in backpacks. I doubt it. But they approached. Who knows what they have on them, but 4 dudes on 1 woman, because it says a female in the original post. Those aren't good odds. What this reminds me of is other occurrences historically going back a long time. Let me back out of that video real quick. All the way back to the Russian Revolution, Soviet Revolution, back in 1917. What ended up happening, and historically happens, is that it's that Hegelian dialectic. They play the classes or the parties against each other. And what ends up happening is they turn the oppressed class against the wealth class. And typically people think of the 1% as the wealth class. No, the wealth class is the middle class, or the bourgeois. That's what they call them back then. What a douchey thing to call somebody. So they turn these disaffected young men, military-age males, they get indoctrinated, get trained up, they turn them loose against them. What happened in the early days back in the Ukraine, before it was even the Ukraine, they created a them, the kulaks, and they turned against the kulaks. They cut the revolutionaries against them, and went through and burned out their farms, killed their livestock, and that's how the power class, the party, consolidated control, seized the means of production by destroying the producing class. That happened then. It happened in Southeast Asia, and those little red revolutions, and it's happened in South Africa. Rhodesia had happened in the Bush Wars, and then it's happened most recently in South Africa. And I've got a picture here to show you what I'm talking about. Remember that picture I showed you before? Get my mouse to work. Good Lord. Here we go. This picture right above my head. What you will see here, as I try to zoom in somehow, some way. Ooh, there we go. Right above my head. Use my mouse icon. Sorry about that link. It's just the way Google's working against me right now. But you know where I got the image. This is security camera footage from a night vision camera, 8 o'clock at night on, looks like December 17th in 2015. So wintertime, not down there, it'd be middle of the summer. But at 8 o'clock at night, these goons roll in, military-aged males. Dude right here in the bald cap, he's got a handgun in his hand. These dudes are armed rolling in. Handgun with a backpack guy. If you notice those 4 long rods, that's a cell phone jammer. Yeah. That's a military pack on the other guy's back. And he's got a balaclava on. And this is what they're doing. They're still probably doing it. They're hitting the farms and the ranches there. And that cell phone jammer, it eliminates the ability of the landowners. They're cutting power to their farmhouses, and the phone lines are cutting power. They're firing up their little jammer so they can't call for help. They come in, they rape, kill, steal, destroy, burn. They do it. Crush these farmers, and what happens? The banks, the Chinese come in and absorb all that property when it gets defaulted on. And that's how they're seizing the means of production. I imagine very similar is happening in probably Ukraine. That's the breadbasket of that region. Somebody's soaking up all that farmer because the farmers have been displaced or killed. Somebody's going to take that valuable resource of growable land. It's going to happen. Tale's old as time, and you're starting to see it here in North America and the States, and it's going to start happening more and more and more. So you need to start worrying about having a plan in place, harden your structures, put in security efforts, have backup communications, and night vision, real rifles. You know, it's good to have ranch guns and bolt guns and for those uses, but you need to have fighting guns and know how to use them. because these kinds of troubles are headed our way. Anyways, hope that's enough of a horror story for one night. It went much worse for them in South Africa for those farmers. That lady got fortunate. She said it's happened to her multiple times, and that's just terrible. Something needs to be done. A lot of things need to be done. So if you own land, I wish you the best. Keep that land. It's your land. Do what you got to do. Until next time, I'm Chad, and this was Me Theory. Thanks.